What is up, guys? How are we all doing? Welcome back to the channel, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. Back at it again with a little bit more of Euro Truck. Now, of course, it's been a little while since I played it, but I just wanted to get back in it and do maybe 1 or 2 deliveries tonight, depending on the length, of course. But like I say, I hope you're all doing well. Without further ado, let's just jump straight in, shall we? So, I'm fairly confident that I'm going to take the Ford out again. So let's have a look and see what external contracts we have. There is a big Valentine's Day thing at the moment, but I'm not really interested in doing that, to be completely honest. In fact, I am going to go to my truck manager, and I am going to look at. Now, I'm fairly confident that the Renault will probably be capable of doing this. I don't really want to go back into the Scania. That's the problem. Screw it. Let's go into the Renault, the premium, and we'll see what stats we have for that, and essentially go from there. But welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Right, let's have a look at the stats, because I'm fairly confident that this will be capable of doing what I'm about to do. So let's go to external contracts. Let's do something big, maybe like a oof, that is a journey. Maybe like one of these big train. That's probably more appropriate. Let's go for that one. Let's go to Slovakia. Begin delivery. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. I always enjoy playing this game. In fact, it's always a pleasure to play it. Trailer damage, 30%. What's going on? I don't understand how I can have trailer damage when, let's face it, I've got no I've got no trailer. What's going on? Right, let's take the parking brake off. Nice little look a minute. Yeah, that's a bit strange, isn't it? Trailer damage, but I've got no trailer. Bit funky. Right. Let's get that mouse sorted out. Wonder why it's doing that. Oh, I definitely need to take this into the shop before I do anything, just to make sure. Beautiful trucks though, the Volvos. I wonder why it's doing that. I think I'm just going to jump a few red lights, because I've only got to go in here anyway. Definitely got to change transmission. Come on. Something's not quite right with it. Right, let's have a look. So we've got a service. It says 0%. That's a bit strange. That is very strange. Right, let's go to truck configurator a moment. What do we want? Engine. So we've got 460. That's fine. We want. Oh, I don't want 12 speeds. I want 6 speeds. Perfect. That'll do. See how this handles now. Isn't that strange that it's saying about the trailer damage? Never had that before. Right, we've got some daylight now though. Very short gears. Okay, so that must be the reason then. I don't think that that's supposed to be happening, which would explain why it keeps saying trailer damage. So of course I'm going to have to filter through some of these mods, because they're definitely causing a bit of an issue. So we're going to have to cancel that that job, unfortunately, for the moment. We'll try something else. Okay, view current job. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Abandon. We'll have to flick through the mods at some point and see what's actually causing that. Right, external contracts. Let's try this again, shall we? Why not? Let's take some tractors to France. Let's do it. I'm hoping that the truck is alright, because the gear changing is just very, very quick, and I don't like that. Yeah, definitely. I can't tolerate that. I don't know what is going on with this truck today, but I'm definitely gonna have to use something else. Screw it. Let's just go back to that. You cannot change the truck. Oh my goodness me! As if it couldn't get any worse. Right. Job market. External contracts. Let's abandon that. I do apologise for this, guys. We will get somewhere in a minute. Bit of a nightmare. Drive it. There we go. I suppose that's what I get for trying to, you know, attempting to try and use something different. Bit of a nightmare. Right. Let's now have a look at the job market. Let's see if we can get ourselves a nice trip. Screw it, we'll go for that one. Oh, what's this up there? That goes all the way to Romania. Where does that go? Goes all the way to Norway. Not bad. Well, we want a fairly decent haul, don't we? Should we see if we can get one of these DHL? I want a long trip though. That's the problem. Or somewhat of a long trip. Oh wow, that goes all the way through Russia. That was all the way up to Finland. Let's do that one. Begin delivery. So of course, I haven't heard any more information around the potential console port. But you know, if anybody is interested in that little piece of information, I do have another video which I kind of discuss those things. What we like for fuel, I think we're okay for the moment. That's better. I think it's just the configuration that I had set up for the for that other truck. It was designed to haul some pretty hefty stuff. Oh, going for a red. Oh, just made it. This is where some head tracking wouldn't go amiss. Well, same place though. Pop the window down. Let's get that linked up. Looks all secure to me. Right. Let's get the show on the road, shall us? What a beautiful day to do some trucking, huh? Right. Coming up here. So easy to become complacent on this. You've got to really pay attention, otherwise things just start going wrong very, very quickly. But Truck's been serviced, which is cool. Got plenty of fuel in the tank. 1,250 miles to go, 32 hours to accomplish that. So the sun is setting in the sky, so we're going to have to find a place to stop and rest, because I don't really fancy driving through the night, to be completely honest. Such an amazing game though, isn't it? So what do you guys think about this potential console port then? Because in the back of my mind, I really want this to happen. This is the thing. I mean, like I've said before, the console community, we really need more trucking simulators, ones that actually work. Do you know what I mean? Like ones that we don't have to beg for updates for or anything like that. It's running smoothly as it should, you know. And with the aspect, with the you know, the chances of SCS making a new engine, you know, and it bringing it to console, even though it's not definite, the chances as time goes on, the likelihood, it increases bit by bit. And I think for me that's the more promising side of it. Like, even if it doesn't come to console, it's getting closer and closer to it potentially coming to console, and that's enough for me, you know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We can't really complain too much. But I mean, when it actually comes down to it, the information that we are getting from the horse's mouth, you know, from the developers themselves, it's very, very promising to hear. Yeah, there's nothing more that I would love than this game and American Truck to come to console. It would be absolutely fantastic, and there are many reasons for that. I think, being a console player myself, I mean, coming from console to PC, you know, I was absolutely sick to death of just playing games that were half-baked, you know, simulation games, should I say, that are half-baked. you know, and they're not getting anywhere with it, or not, you know, getting any sort of information as to when they're going to update it. You know, On the Road is a prime example of that. You know, now of course I know that, you know, On the Road is probably the best that consoles have at the moment, so it's a bit of a 50-50 thing, isn't it? But it's nice to see that game is still, or shall I say, it's nice to see that that game is receiving updates again, especially for the console side of it. We definitely need to find a place to pull over. Driving in the dark is not what I enjoy. And I'm sure it's not interesting watching a pair of headlights. You know. Just up here. Brilliant. I think we're okay for fuel at the moment, so we might be able to just bypass that a moment. Like a glove. Alright, let's get some rest. Hopefully we can make it so it's daytime. That'll do me. Make sure nothing is coming that way. We're all clear. Beautiful sunny day to be doing this. I don't mind this Ford too much. You know, I do like the sound of it. I try not to use the same trucks over and over again, but it's so difficult, you know, especially with a Scania and all that sort of stuff. You know, you get your favourites very quickly. As for me, I mean, playing Truckers MP, you do see a lot of people driving Scanias. It seems to be a popular choice. How's it going, Anthony, man? Hope you're doing well. I'm not doing too bad myself. Thanks for asking. Just thought I'd jump on and have a little Sunday delivery, you know. But thank you for coming in. Currently delivering some equipment. I think I remember correctly, we're going all the way up through Russia. Let's have a look. What's it? F6 for that. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but it's a little journey. Not too bad, not too bad. Had a little bit of a hiccup to begin with. The truck I chose was just wasn't good enough. The configuration on it was just not suitable for doing what I was doing. Yeah, not a problem, man. Not a problem. Like I say, I'm here, there, and everywhere at the moment when it comes to streaming. So, you know, don't stress, man. It's all good. I just do it when I can, you know. As you know, you can only join when you can. So, works both ways, doesn't it? Got a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy on the channel at the moment as well. Really enjoying that game. But Euro Truck is where it's at. That's in my top 5 at the moment. Euro Truck. I try and get it in as much as I can. But with the hopes of course as well, having the option to do some convoys potentially soon as well, so hopefully we get a couple more voices in on the journeys. You know, I would love to put music in, little bit of background music and stuff like that, but I mean YouTube is just, you know, they don't like it, so best to try and avoid that one. Got some Fernbus liveries in there, Flixbus. How's it going, Ken? Welcome in. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I wasn't really too sure what to stream tonight, and Euro Truck always just comes in for me at the last minute. I just sit there and think to myself, what do I stream? You know, I'll just jump on Euro Truck and do some deliveries, have some chat, you know, with you guys, discuss some latest news and all that good stuff. But apart from that, pretty sweet. But what are we all up to? How are we all doing? What's the major difference between Euro Truck? To be honest, I don't actually know, Ken. I wouldn't go buying any cracked games. I mean, because I mean, when it comes down to it, depending on where you buy them from or what service you buy them for, like Steam for example, they can take the game away from you if they find out. So that's why you got to be careful about buying from these you know, these third-party sites and stuff with like cheap keys and everything, is you do run the risk of that happening. As for definite, you know, I have no idea, man. No idea. Just jamming. Nice one. Nice one. It's always an absolute pleasure to play this. Like, I love it. Just sitting here in the cab, driving, got me wheel, you know, clutch and shifter. You know, I've got you guys in the chat. You know, it's honestly, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, essentially, it is just watching somebody drive a truck. Yeah, it's as simple as that, just driving a truck. But I appreciate you guys coming in. Am I a Man United fan? I'm not actually a football supporter, Ken. To be honest, I've never really invested my time into really caring too much about football, to be honest. I can appreciate the passion. You know, I can appreciate supporting your own team and all that sort of stuff. But beyond that, I don't know. I find it incredibly difficult to watch. I'd much rather take a ball over the field or something and just have a kick about, you know, but that's just me. I think that football, primarily from what it once was to what it is now, it's just, I think it's over-dramatised to a point. Gets too political for me. Watching you drive is fun. We could do this for hours. I'm sure there's a limit. I'm sure there's a limit. Like I say, I try and put it on for you guys as best as I can, but essentially it is what it is. It's just watching somebody drive a truck. Problem is, it's watching the chat, watching the game. You know, you got to really pay attention. It's quite a hard thing to juggle, actually. It really is. We're on our way to Russia, or just past Russia. I'm not going to try and pronounce where we're going because I will absolutely butcher it, but somewhere past Russia. I don't think Africa is a DLC, no. I am... Oh, speeding offence. I'm yet to actually try the Texas DLC for American Truck. Maybe that's something I do in the distant future, you know. You guys will have to let me know because it's so difficult to gauge what people prefer these days, whether it comes to Euro Truck or American Truck, you know. Personally, I like Euro Truck more. But it depends on what mood I'm in, really. Right, there's nothing coming, so make a quick dash. Oh, don't you hate these people that block an exit on the roundabout? Yeah, move it. Bit of road rage. Don't think I've actually driven up this way yet. I'm not too sure about that one, Ken, to be completely honest. I've been kind of in a little bit of the dark when it comes to the future of this game, because I'm not entirely sure what they plan on doing, and that's simply down to politics. You know, I try not to get too invested with the politics of things, because it just becomes a bit of a fuel nightmare, to be honest. You know, it's games like SnowRunner as well. You know, their future DLCs aren't going to be actual places in the next seasons that they bring out, and that's down to politics as well. So it's a real shame. I mean, all we want to do is to drive in the places which, you know, we would all really like to drive when it comes to games like this. I think that's what ties it all together, really. But who knows? I would absolutely love to see, I don't know, maybe a few more trucks, maybe a few more things going on in the world, you know. How's it going, Mr. Water? Welcome in, man. Hope you're doing well. Slow it down a bit. Off the record. What are you talking about, Ken? Oh, goodness me. What it... Whoa. That was a bit of a ballsy move, wasn't it? Mr. Coach Driver over there's got places to be by the look of it. Wow, I've never seen him do that before. He's tanking it. Did he look at him go? I mean, I know bus drivers and coach drivers have got a tight time schedule, but I mean, damn, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. But like I say, welcome in everybody. I hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you guys coming in and chatting. I appreciate the kind words as well. Catch up with that coach, yeah. Run him down. Oh, absolutely, Mr. Water is a fantastic game. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I've had to play around with a lot of settings. Obviously, being on the PC side of it, things aren't quite as smooth yet. But there are ways around it. I think it's playing quite nicely. I hope that it looks nice as well when you're watching it too. Like I say, I haven't got the best equipment in the world, but you know, I do with what I got. you know, the fact that when I originally started this channel, I started on the road, but I was making videos without my voice, and over time I've obviously implemented my voice, and I've gained a little bit of traction, should I say. But I started with 2 subscribers, and to think, you know, I'm close to nearly 350 subscribers now is crazy. So I appreciate each and every one of you, honestly. Nice one, Mr. Watt. I appreciate that, man. I'll slow down a bit. Getting carried away. It's getting a bit dark. Oh, absolutely. I'm a bit gutted that I didn't buy it for the PS5, to be honest with you, Mr. Water. But, you know, when it gets sorted out, I hope that Hogwarts, the modding support, that is the only reason why I bought it for the PC. Because there are a few fantastic mods that are already out. You know, things that are quite game-changing, really. I mean, turning your broom into Thomas the Tank Engine is probably not everybody's, you know, thing, but it's crazy. It is crazy. Oh, he's transporting some hazardous chemicals. Need to find a resting zone. Speed the time up. Yeah, it is a very, I mean, you could try it. You could try it, Mr. Water, but I mean, like, it is a very hardware demanding game, I must admit. There are a few games like that, but it doesn't help when the game isn't quite right itself. You know, there's a lot of like tolerance, a lot of slack that you got to pick up. But either way, whether you're playing it on Xbox or PC, it's a fantastic experience. Like, I'm twitching right now to jump back into it, but I don't want to jump back into it off stream because I've already started it on the stream, you know. But of course, you know, for simulation games, I mean, we've got Fernbus on the horizon for console. You know, there's a few other, you know, Alaskan Truck Sim as well. I do have a little driving school video to make regards to that, so that's coming to the channel soon. Just trying to spice it up. Right, now where is this lay-by? Is it in here? It looks like it. Stop in, rest easy, and grab some fuel whilst I'm at it. Hopefully I can just stop here. Yes. Well, it's okay if you want to carry on off stream. We can still watch you play. Yeah, exactly. I just don't. I just want to try and do it from beginning to end. You know. Can't get that rain off the wipe. There we go. Don't need fuel really, but you know what they say. Take advantage of it whilst you can. I mean, a lot of people, they're probably already watching people that are covering the game anyway, but you know, I want to try and put it on the channel as best as I can. So we've got 845 miles to go. But if anybody has any questions about this game, or if they want to see the game in a particular way, just let me know and I'll try and cater for you as best as I can, because I know what it's like when watching stuff like this, you know. Sometimes you don't see everything that you want to see and you flick back and forth through so many videos trying to find that, you know. Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Mr. Water. Completely agree. How they've managed to find a balance between somewhat of an open world with everything going on, from the actual castle itself to the grounds to all the animations. It's definitely taken some hard work to achieve that. And no matter what the politics are that surround that game, you know, for me, I'm not bothered. I mean, the game is... It's up there. I mean, the last game that's generally made me feel that way was the Red Dead Redemption 2 campaign. So... It's pretty good. It's pretty up there for me. Travelled a bit of distance. What did we have? We were on 1,250 miles, I think. 800 miles to go. Doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, when you're actually sat here playing it, it's exhausting. It really is. You got to pay attention, and how they do it in the real world is beyond me. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I say, I don't mind delays myself, as long as the delay is justified. You know, the last thing we want is for them to be chucking games out that aren't quite done. You know, we've had enough of that over the last year. Do you know what I mean? Of dealing with games which aren't quite finished or waiting for them to come up to speed. It's a bit of a nightmare. But I agree, it's definitely worth the wait. But I wasn't even following it. I wasn't even anticipating buying it, to be honest. But it was just something that I watched a video and I was like, do you know what? I really like the way that looks, so I'm going to give it a go. And I just jumped into it. You know, and for me that was enough. Absolutely, they are exhausting. That's what I mean. Like, if I don't get people in on the chat talking, it can make the journey very. I mean, I'm not bothered what we talk about in these streams, to be honest with you. But you know, it's like these drives. If I haven't got anybody to talk to, it definitely aggravates that. It makes it worse. Which is why I really wanted to get some people together to do a convoy. Might have to branch out a little bit. But I'm also interested as well to see what they do with the PC version of Fernbus, because I know they say they're bringing it in with the Unreal Engine 5 upgrade. I'm just very curious to see whether it actually improves it, you know. Because as a basis, the game's not too bad, but you know, there's definitely room for improvement. You know, it's not fantastic. The bus as well. The bus is something which I want to, you know, I want them to do well with. Wasn't following the run-up of Hogwarts either. Wasn't intending to buy. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad I bought it too. Right, let's pull in here a moment. Let's take up the whole parking bay. Oh, wobbly wobbly. Sometimes you have no choice but to go into third person. Such a beautiful game, even the rain effects on the windows. I was going to bring a snow mod to this, but when I installed it, it didn't work, which was a shame. I wouldn't mind driving around in the snow on this. I think that would be pretty cool. But like I say, guys, we do have a Discord channel. I will provide the link in the description. If anybody wants to join that, feel free. And of course, I am covering quite a bit on the channel at the moment. A lot of co-op stuff, SnowRunner and Farming Sim 22. Those are the two games which I'm getting back into a little bit more now. So if you've got any fellow farming simmers out there, or anybody that enjoys playing SnowRunner, you know, wants a little bit of help or wants to play with others too, feel free to join that Discord, because that is where we mainly link up. That's the port of communication there. You know, all are welcome, even if English isn't your first language. You know, anyone is welcome. Yep, I hope he has. The problem with Fabian, I think, is that he's got some form of stigma that follows him round, and sadly, it's preceded him a little bit to the point of where people can't necessarily trust or believe the things that he says because he's been a bit shady in the past. You know, I feel that if they become a little bit more transparent with the things that they're doing, a little bit more upfront and honest, I think people will perceive the games and their faults in a much more positive way. I think the silence is the thing that drives everybody mad, of not really getting any sort of concrete answers to suggest that things are improving. You know, you just get an odd video here and there, which you don't know whether it is console footage or it is PC footage. There's just too many variables, especially for me, to kind of sift through and dissect, because let's face it, the reputation isn't good anyway. But I do hope that for the sake of this, that they do improve upon it. You know, they do listen to the complaints, and it does come out in a much better way than what Tourist Bus did anyway. You know, they have to start learning from these mistakes. You know, how many busing simulators do you have to make before you get it right? That's essentially it. How's it going, Nav? Welcome in, man. It is indeed a Ford. Yeah, he is. The problem is that they are too relaxed. They're too relaxed and too cocky. They're too confident with their responses. You know, if somebody asks a genuine question, usually you get some form of a sarcastic response. You know, it's almost as if that we should know the answer. Like, why are you asking this? Are you stupid? That's the sort of response you get. But the fact is that that wouldn't happen if they just responded to the player responded to the community in a more professional standard, you know, because there's nothing professional about it. Like you say, he flies off the handle, and he does it too often, and he insults people far too often as well. Maybe that's just a translation problem. Maybe that's the way that they analyze it and dissect it their end. Who knows? But he definitely needs to work on his people skills, that's for sure. You know, almost get the feeling that he does it without realizing, you know? Bless his heart. Okay, April or May, that doesn't sound too bad, but he did say that they would come out at the same round about the same time, didn't he? But of course things do change, you know, whether it does come out, whether they do fix it or not. In my personal opinion, I think that the likes of Fernbus coming to console is definitely going to overshadow Tourist Bus in a massive way. And of course, if it does, it creates more breathing room for them to address Tourist Bus if they do. But in my opinion, I think that they should have fixed Tourist Bus before they even considered bringing bringing Fernbus to console. But that is, like I say, it's just my opinion on the matter. I think that goes for not just for TML. I think that's me talking in sort of a general sense for any gaming developer, you know, to finish what they've started before they delve into creating new titles and just regurgitating the same things over and over and over again, you know. Unfortunately, you know, Fernbus and Tourist Bus have been quite a staple here on the channel. You know, I've played it a lot, I've made quite a few videos on it, but it just got to a point for me where I found it difficult to play it without somebody coming in or making a comment, you know, about the game's, the way the game is, and you can't enjoy it when negativity doesn't stem from me, it stems from other people that bring it in. It's difficult to talk about, because I do enjoy their games, you know. They don't do a half bad job, especially for console compatibility anyway. But as a whole, they definitely need to oh, thank you very much. They definitely need to work on a few things. Well, the thing is, it shouldn't be that way, you know. This is the thing, like, I don't believe a word he says either, but sometimes it's a difficult one to gauge. It is a difficult one to gauge. I don't deny or disregard the fact that they're not capable of making simulation games, and the games that they have brought out are, I could say that they leave a lot to be desired in many aspects. The foundations are good, but they're not swift enough. It's almost as if they got enough hands, you know, to do the job. If they was to explain that to people, it would be a bit different. But the guy always comes across a bit too proud for my liking. You know, I feel that the sort of answer is obvious, but he tries his absolute best to cover that, even though it's not impossible. Yeah. Yes, he does have a bit of a negative attitude, absolutely. Most people say that I have a negative attitude as well towards their games, but I think from just who I am as a person, it kind of translates into the videos that I make and as to what I say in the videos, you know. The sad thing about it is that if I could turn back time, I wouldn't have bought the game, and that's just the way it is. How's it going, String Bean? Welcome in. I've been playing on PC version and on the road with the latest update. I found there was no difference. Still no force feedback, for example. Yeah, see, this is it. This is it. I was tempted to buy the PC version of On the Road, but I knew deep down that On the Road, even with the update, it wasn't going to be fixed. Now, we can take it two ways. Of course, for the console side of it, you know, On the Road is technically the best trucking simulator that's available at the moment. You know, in comparison to things like, you know, Truck Driver, for example. We have to look at it in that regard. But it is a shame that it's taken this absurd amount of time for them to even remotely announce that there will be an update for the game. And now they have updated it, but it's wasted potential. They could have redeemed themselves massively. Whether they've got internal problems is another story, but damn, like how long do you need? Oh. The sad thing is that that game was promised to be something special, and it was covered by many YouTubers that have in fact fallen out with the publishers and the developers of that game. You know, it speaks volumes. It does speak volumes. Now, I didn't mind On the Road. On the Road, it definitely had its quirks. It definitely had a few issues. But the general stability of the game definitely went downhill the longer it went without any form of like injection of you know, stability. You know, I get the question all the time, is On the Road worth buying? Is Truck Driver worth buying? I get it with busing simulators as well. The best thing that I can really say is that it just depends on your expectations. Do your due diligence, have a look into things, do your reviews, ask for opinions. That's the best thing that you can do before even remotely stepping foot into that playground, because it's a bit of a buggy mess. Yeah, making a new game called Heavy Haulage. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all, String. That's what they're good at, unfortunately. You know, they're good at... I mean, a lot of people could say On the Road might have been a stepping stone, but a stepping stone may be at the expense of us. You know, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm absolutely fed up of stepping stones. You know, don't advertise a game, make it look all glamorous, promise updates here, there and everywhere, and then fall off the face of the planet, and then all of a sudden try and rekindle whatever's left. And then that rekindle is an update which doesn't even do anything. Oh man. That's it. You're a YouTuber, Diesel, expressing your opinion. I've got no problem with that. We are gamers buying Aerosoft's buggy game. We are allowed to express our opinions. Exactly. From my perspective, it's definitely hard, because all I can do is give my general verdict. You know, that's it. If people want to tune in and don't like it, that's fine. You know, I can't please everyone. But I can also have an adult conversation about things which definitely need to be improved upon. I'm not one of those biased people. I'm not sponsored in any way, or I'm not promoting anyone in any way, shape or form. But the one thing that I'm very good at is looking at the facts, and unfortunately, if the facts are in front of you, whether you enjoy a game or not, you can't deny that they exist, you know. And that's just my general concerns with not just Aerosoft, not just Fabian or TML, but there are other developers as well which have taken the community's good graces, you know, of games which have deemed to be good in the past, taken advantage of that reputation, and then tried to rob the player at the same time. Battlefield 2042 being a prime example. Gaming definitely isn't what it used to be. And I guess that's why I prefer PC gaming, and it's not just the fact of the modding capabilities, it's the fact that, you know, there are games available on the PC which you can go back to that are maybe 10, 15 year old and put yourself into a state of gaming where it was good once upon a time, you know. I can't say I'm very surprised with the state of On the Road, but it definitely doesn't help people that want a good trucking sim, maybe can't justify or afford to buy a PC. You know, we want a good trucking sim for console that actually works. That's very true, String. That is very true. I completely agree with you there. Completely agree. But as long as people buy into that idea, it'll continue to happen, sadly. You know, I mean, for example, that heavy hauling game that you mentioned, you know, a lot of people will come over from On the Road, look at that game and listen to the promises and the things which are mentioned and give them the benefit of the doubt, because people expect the newer game to be better than the previous. And unfortunately, with a developer like that, as inconsistent as they are, it's not the case. That's why it's hard to put your hard-earned money down for something that you're not really quite sure on. That's why I never buy pre-order. That's why I never pre-order anything anymore. You know, that's why I never buy into that anymore. Oh, look how cool this bridge is! Wow. I genuinely, guys, appreciate your comments and views and opinions. Like, being able to discuss these sorts of things with like-minded people is fantastic. Being able to do it, And like I say, if I can facilitate a space where people can share and converse, you know, that's what it's all about, coming together as part of a community, kind of dissecting these things. Love it. I always stop a bit too short. My opinion, Aerosoft should sort their games out on PC even before they think about releasing games on console. Yeah, that's it. I completely agree with you, Mr. Water. Completely agree. And that is where my opinion for Fernbus comes in. Because Fernbus isn't even remotely finished for PC. It's not even optimized properly. So it makes you wonder how they can promise all these things for Fernbus when the PC version ain't even right. You know, that's another conversation for another day, but you can get my point, you know. You know, and Fernbus for console better not disappoint, because it comes out on my birthday, and you know, I just don't want any disappointments on my birthday. So, you know, high expectations. If it's not good, I'm going to tear it a new one. Yep, I agree with you there, String. They have been the only consistent trucking sim that I know of. Anyway, I mean, 10 years or so this thing has been in development for, or should I say, you know, they've been working on it for DLCs and expansions and stuff, and it's cheap as well. You know, the cost, you cannot argue it. Cannot argue it. This has been one hell of a drive, I must admit. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, burnt out car or something. Yeah, that's it. That is it, Mr. Water. It does put a serious amount of stress on your hardware as well when things aren't optimized properly. Can't enjoy it for what it is either. You know, it's sad. It really is. I want to enjoy these games. That's the thing. But sadly, you come to a crossroads where things just don't work the way that they should, and what are you supposed to do? Apart from just look at the negative aspects of something. Yeah, absolutely, String. So they didn't say for definite that would happen. What they did mention was that they have the idea of bringing their game engine. So they currently run on an engine called Prism 3D, and it's getting close to about 20 years old now, and that is primarily one of the reasons why they never brought the game to consoles, because it's just not compatible. So with the idea of updating their engine and bringing it up to speed with today's technologies and standards, it can then pave the way for the potential of console compatibility that could come with the engine upgrade, which was my suspicion all along. You know, I've always said that if it was ever to come to console, the way that it would come through would be if they was to make a new engine, or at least update their engine. So yeah, That's quite exciting stuff. In my opinion, it needs to happen, and there are a fair few reasons as to why I think that. Not only for the fact of consoles deserve it, especially with the technology that's available now, the hardware, you know, PS5s, Series X's, even the Series S, you know, these consoles are perfectly capable of handling these games, and I feel that now is probably there couldn't be a better time for it to happen, essentially. And another reason is that with the dedication, the commitment and love and passion that SCS put into their games, evidently, that is what consoles need in form of a simulation game, because then it'll blow the likes of Truck Driver on the road out of the water to the point of where it may even make those gaming developers step up their game. The problem is with things like Aerosoft and TML, there's no real company out there that's rivaling them, so they can kind of get away with it because there's nobody else doing it, and I wish that more people would take advantage of that market. But there is a glimmer of hope. There is a glimmer of hope, and honestly, I really do wish, I hope and wish them all the best with making this new engine and potentially bringing console compatibility with it. Yeah, that's it, Mr. Watt. The problem is with those games is that I find them quite a bit of chore to play off a stream. You know, like if there's information about it, I'll make a video. But never do I find myself sat there playing Fernbus or Tourist Bus for that matter anymore out of my own leisure. And it sucks because initially I did enjoy Tourist Bus on PS5, but after losing my game save more times than I care to count and losing all the progress, I just didn't have it in me anymore. I couldn't play that game anymore and play that introduction prologue thing ever again. Gets to a point you just wipe your hands with it. And you know, when it does release for console and when they do update Tourist Bus, if they do update Tourist Bus, that is, I don't think there's going to be many people around to even appreciate it anyway. Bit like On the Road at the moment, you know, it was a very low amount of people that actually bothered coming back just to check the update out, and when it, you know, when they did and realised that it did nothing, they've just gone back to doing whatever they was doing before. Not a problem, String. I appreciate you coming in, man. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. You take it easy, stay safe. Lost the game set when I was playing. Oh. Yeah, I had that same problem too. Should I just rephrase it? the reason why I end up losing my saved data for Tourist Bus wasn't like oh yeah, you've just lost your saved data. It was the inability to be able to save my game, so I couldn't progress from a point. It just kept coming up with an error code, and then one day it just vanished. I just lost it. Wouldn't load, tried it again, didn't experience the problem for a fair few days, and then all of a sudden I hit the same problem again. Or routes that were sticking, you know, they weren't disappearing. Or, you know, the repair shop wouldn't let me go in and repair my bus, and then halfway through a route it would tell me that I failed to arrive, and then it would cancel my my current route. There's just too many issues with that game. Too many. You know, maybe one day it'll be in a playable state, but I mean, as far as it goes for now, I just wouldn't touch it. Right, where is this? It's not in there. It's in there. Nice. Also the bug with the shuttle services, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, you know, even Xbox don't even have the luggage back working. So, we can kind of take it as we will, you know. Oh. Come on, truck. Yeah, it's definitely quite a lengthy list of bugs, isn't there? The joys of gaming, huh? What happened to the times of where you buy it on disc, you didn't even have to install it, you just put the disc in and off you go. You weren't ever sold 50% of a game and expected to buy the other 50%. You got the full thing, just bang it in and off you went. Now we've got to sell organs to pay for these games. We got to wait stupid amounts of time for the smallest of updates, for things that were promised initially when they first announced their pre-orders and stuff like that, you know. It's a mess. Yeah, when it just worked, you know. Remember the days of the PS2 where like you put the disc in and you'd hear the music load in, and there was just like that initial loading screen, and you knew whether the game was going to load or not. Happened quite a few times. You know, playing games like Medieval and Armageddon, Driver was a good one. But yeah, you make a very valid point there, Mr. Water. The inflation of game prices just skyrocketed. You know, I mean, for like what, the 360 and the PS3, you may be looking at about 25, maybe 30 quid for a game, which I thought was quite bad back then, you know. But now you're looking at, I mean, in some people's cases, you're looking at nearly 2-3 weeks worth of shopping for the price of some of these games. Absurd. But that is one thing I do appreciate about this game. It's that the price of the game and the DLCs are always dirt cheap. Yeah, that's it. You stay there. Be taken out by a truck. Maybe one day things will settle down and we'll start seeing a little bit more consistency with games. I mean, as much as I do like a good Call of Duty game as well, you know, I honestly can't wait for the day that it just goes out of fashion. I think there needs to be a new thing on the market now. Then, like I say, there needs to be more game developers taking advantage, like the developers of SnowRunner. You know, they would be perfect for making a trucking logistical game for console. Why they've never done it, I don't know, but it would be mad if they was to. 400 miles to go. God, what a trip. What a trip. These last few hundred miles, they're going to go quite fast. Oh, what have we got going on here? A lot of burnt out vehicles around here. Must be a common thing. Whoa! Almost had a head-on with a combine. Whew, that was close. Mad impressive, the scale of this map. You know, it's not even like loading screen to loading screen from different areas. It's all done so nicely, it's fluid. I just think we're just going to push through now. I would sleep for the daylight, but I think we just need to push through, make a little bit of time up. I thought he was going to come straight into my lane then. No, not yet. Not yet. Plenty more to come from it though. I'm fairly confident actually, if I go to escape real quick, so there is a setting and I'm fairly confident that it's in there. I've always wanted to see whether it's actually a thing or not. Show cutscenes, show blockers, steering auto center, truck speed limiter. Can I not? Can't adjust that for some reason. Huh. Just thought I'd have a look. You know, Euro Truck, I do need to play a little bit more of American Truck as well. It's just so difficult to choose between the two, you know? Yeah, I agree with you there. It does need a little bit of a rework, but they have been reworking certain places, so I wouldn't be surprised if that is on the list. I think if people complain about it enough, or people, you know, request it enough, then it's bound to happen at some point, I would imagine. Screw it, let's pull in. I don't want to do the final stretch in the dark. Can I just sleep anywhere here? It certainly looks it. There we go. Well, we got a little bit of rain. But it's nice to see that they actually listen. This is the thing with this developer; they listen to you. Like if the community wants it, the likelihood is, if it's within reason, we will get it. And that's the way that it should be. I quite like driving in the rain. Get all cozy in your cab. But I like watching the rain, especially on the window there. Moves with the wind, you know. Moves with you moving. Pretty sweet. Better slow it right down here. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Water. Could do with taking a leaf out of these guys' book, couldn't he? I hope one day he stumbles across my video. I really do. That'd be great. Transport and logistics, operated by Netlog. I think the mods are pretty cool on this as well. You know, you're able to actually implement real-world logistical companies, you know, like DHL and all that sort of stuff within your game. As if it couldn't get any more immersive. You know, you can even have more realistic European fuel stations. You know, more realistic weather, all that kind of stuff. It really sort of layers to the experience and immersion that you will get from a trucking sim. You know, not only have they done an amazing job with the way that the trucks look and sound and the way they feel, but you've also got a highly detailed environment that feels lived in. It's extremely immersive. I mean, look at this. Oh, there we go. Right, am I going in here? I think so. Certainly looks like it. A bit bumpy. Oh, I definitely stopped then. Never mind. Bit of damage. Bit of a shame. But I think the damage was to my truck. I don't think it was to the... Alright, let's pay attention a minute. Some of these... ports and customs, it can be very, very intricate. You've got to pay attention to the routes where you're supposed to come in and out and all that sort of stuff, especially when you go from one country that you know, one minute you're driving on the left, the next minute you're driving on the right, you know. All the signs are foreign. You just got to go for the road markings. Oh, I forgot you were there. Don't stop there. I need to get past you. Oh, this is some tight work. You left a comment on the latest firmware asking Fabian to could ask the developers. Yeah, I doubt that'll ever happen, Mr. Water. But it would make see, that's the thing, there's a lot of things that would make that experience more enjoyable, but I think they're more money motivated than they are actually caring about what people think. The way that he responds to people is a prime example of that. Well, you can definitely tell that we're in Russia. Straight away, just by the building complexes and stuff. Yeah. Well, you'll have to let me know what he says on the matter, Mr. Water. Hopefully, it's more promising than what I anticipate. Have to undo the window a little bit, can't see the mirror. mean, just look at this view. Hold on, let me get around this tight little bend. I mean, just look at this view. I mean, what is there not to love about that? I know that seems a bit silly, but... I think it's so cool that you're able to do that. What key is it to roll down the mirror? So mine... you mean the window? My button keys are all... I've reassigned them all. So mine is K and L. I can't remember what it is for standard. Or it might be K and L actually for standard. I remapped a lot of my buttons just for convenience. Yeah, you can go into the settings in game and change it all. To be honest, Strat, I can't actually remember how much I paid for it now. I've had it for a few years, so... Oh, that was close. Oh, wow. Really? That's just all of a sudden happened. Some big jobs, Stramps. Big jobs. Why is it stopping there? Yeah, I mean, sometimes for visibility, when it rains like this, so if I put the window up, you can notice that I can't actually see what's in the mirror properly. So rolling it down helps, he says. How much do they pay for the best one? What? Stramp. Are you talking about the highest paying job? Because I mean they vary on this, depending on how many like your skill point things you put into your tree. Will depend on, you know, obviously longer distance jobs tend to pay more, upward of like 100 grand. I don't think it really works like that in terms of the best job. Of course, you can flick through and see which jobs pay the most, by all means. So I would put it in the long distance and the, I think it's precious cargo. Fairly confident. I'll have to have a look. I can't remember precisely. Yeah, not a problem, man. Like I say, you got any more questions, fire away. Don't be afraid to ask. Yeah, long distance. Yeah, I mean, it just it depends on what sort of company you want to run, really, doesn't it? Long distance obviously helps, because the longer the distance, the more you get paid generally. But then if you're doing long distance hauling whilst also hauling valuable cargo, you know, or quite dangerous cargo like liquids and stuff, chemicals, then it can vary. And of course as well, you have employees, and the employees can make up quite a lot of the bulk of your funds. The good thing about it is that you just assign them and they just do what they want, so really hoping that I can finish this trip. 226 miles to go. Yeah, there's quite a few good YouTubers out there which do tutorials and stuff on what's best to put your skill points into. But I mean, generally, when you get to a point where you just put them in, put all your points into it, everything anyway. I mean, that's what I ended up doing. Or if you're not particularly worried about it, you know, grinding for XP and stuff, you can use a mod and get all the skill points and just chuck it all in and do it all and get it all out of the way. So you don't have to worry about that. You can just drive. I don't think that you should have to be locked behind a rank to be able to transport certain goods. I think that you should just be able to jump in and transport what you want. Now, if they was to incorporate maybe passing licenses, maybe doing tests to have to, you know, be able to transport these things like you do in the real world, then that would be cool. But unfortunately, it's not quite that in depth, even though it is a somewhat of a realistic simulator, trucking sim. I think incorporating licenses would be a fantastic idea. Yeah, it's been going for a little while. Fair enough, Mr. Water. Like I say, I've only been playing this for the last couple years. To say, I never had the opportunity to play it. I had to kind of settle for whatever I got on console, you know, so this is just a breath of fresh air for me. I was a bit overwhelmed with it at first, if I'm being honest. you know, but there's a lot of information to figure out, especially with the you know, the skill points. What was that? I've had a few crashes along the way. Pretty frustrating. Oh, why are you... What is going on? You just brake check me. Window wipers are still going. But like I say, guys, if you are new here, I would massively appreciate it if you could subscribe, leave us a cheeky like, even turn that bell notification on. You know, it's all massively appreciated. You know, the support towards the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. Yeah, I think something rammed into the back of me as well. But we are getting close to 350 subscribers. I do want to try and get to at least 400 subscribers by the end of next month. But, you know, I can only hope. Loaded back into ETS2 and I'm back at level 8 when I was level 10. Maybe you didn't maybe it didn't save properly, perhaps. I always manually save my game when I finish, just to be sure, you know. It's all good though. Just have to do some bigger jobs, you know. Hopefully get some big paying ones as well. Rather be safe than sorry, you know. Oh wow, I don't even know what level I am. I will check that in a moment. blues and twos up there. I love the way the lights illuminate the cab. Do I do... not at the moment, but I am looking for people to potentially come in on a convoy. Like I say, I will provide a Discord link in there. Anybody that really wants to link up and do some jobs in the convoys and things like that, you know, I'm all up for it. Fortunately, this is the last trip for today, but you know, next time I do a convoy, it will be announced in the Discord channel. So if anybody wants to hop on in, you're more than welcome. Got lots of people being pulled over today. Still indicating. Right, let's focus on doing these last 80 miles. Like I say to you guys, I really appreciate you all coming in. Absolutely fantastic. Can't thank you enough. Oh, this van driver is really annoying me. I appreciate that, Mr. Water. I've enjoyed chatting with you too, man. God, all this clutch. Brake clutch, brake clutch, brake clutch. Come on, speed up. Last final stretch. And there we have it. Let's unload this. Switch the engine off. Not a bad trip. Not a bad trip at all. I think it paid off quite well. But like I say, guys, I really appreciate you all coming in. It's been absolutely fantastic talking to you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a cheeky like. If you are new here, consider subscribing, you know, all that good stuff. But until next time, guys, like I say as always, you all take it easy, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I will catch you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.